And we're live. So,
Hello.
Tyrion Cuthbert, attorney of the Arcane. On Weeaboss Wednesday. We have seen this game. It's a sort of Ace Attorney alike. Plenty of visual novel elements with some fun mystery involved. I'm assuming there's no point and click stuff though, right? Like you're not going to be in like a scene where you have to click on like some sort of blood splatter on the floor.
I think there will be scenes where we're like given us area where we need to click on clues on the scene.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll see how we'll... The cold-hearted aristocrat.
Yeah, we'll start from there.
Actually, do you mind if I quickly grab some water?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I'll do it after this because it's more to do with keeping my throat lubricated. In the kingdom of Wyvengard, there was a gulf between what was lawful and what was just. Artificery ran in the houses of the aristocrats. Disease and vermin ran through the homes of the common. People suffered, people died. Also, the mages of the nobility could keep their plates full and their lives comfortable. Nevertheless, they still wanted us to have the illusion of hope. They challenged us to win, leaving out the fact that they were the ones setting the rules. They just threw up their hands and no one could blame them. You could never lose if you never played. Hate this guy.
I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. Worried that something was amiss, I walked into the establishment to see what the commotion was about. That was when I saw the defendant, lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights. She had stabbed Vilhard, and her sword was shining with magical energy.
Mr. Rudolph, you testified to that you saw my client murdering the victim. You supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so? No, James. We're streaming. James.
Hello, my loves.
We're streaming.
Streaming.
Hello, my loves.
Hello.
Hello.
How goes your lovely stream?
We've only just started.
So we just started.
We're in the heated moments of reading dialogue.
Yes, I could never forget it. It was burned into my memory.
See, it's funny that you say that.
What?
Because your entire testimony was a complete lie.
What? What are you trying to imply, Mr. Cuthbert?
Stillwind, think about the state of the crime scene.
Stillwind.
The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide. Maybe their rules and institutions were impossible. Maybe I was just a grain of sand trying to stand against an ocean. But I would never stop rising, no matter how many times they tried to drown me. I'm guessing this is the main character then. I would do it again and again if it meant that I could give hope to even one person. That was why I fought. The cold-hearted aristocrat. Case 1.
Case 1.
Also, love you, James. Sweat was soaking through my suit. The air of the countryside was choking me. I fumbled with the leather reins, tugging at them tightly.
I love you too.
Oops. What's British idiot who learn how to drive?
Oh my god, it's age 5.
Arcane art none. Occupation horse.
Animals were funny like that. You'd never know it, but they were constantly making their objections known. I'd caught many complaints like that through my eye of horse. Not eye of horse. Eye of horse.
I
Cuthbert.
was just about to make that joke.
I know. Cuthbert, keep the carriage steady. Ruby Timora. Occupation attorney, age 46. My mentor and legal guardian. She raised me after my mother was killed and taught me everything I know about being an attorney. She's my Dami mummy.
I didn't see that text on the screen when you said that.
Alright. Yes, Miss Timora. My mentor barely looked up from her runestone. She was staring at some magical projections, probably some court files from a case she was working. I stared longer than I should have at our titties. I just passed the legal certification exam, which only meant that a runestone of my own was coming my way. I just had to prove myself. This trip was the perfect opportunity. Objection! Distance was brewing in the countryside, and we were on our way to meet with one of the voices of the revolution. Some old guy with a beard. The village was driven to what was nearly the edge of the eastern border, far from the capital city in the kingdom's center. Here, we ran the risk of running into the military forces deployed to silence voices like his. Whoever this Flintheart McCoy was, Miss Timora's business with him must have been worth all this trouble. Miss Timora, maybe you should switch with me? And what would you learn if I did that? I was worried about nothing. Practical experience was always a key part of learning whenever she was involved. Wink. Why else would she quietly sit there, immersed in her court files?
Lazy.
Fuck, I just hit a kid. Did that rock just scream out of pain?
Boss, you just killed a child.
Shit.
Amazing work. Good job.
Thank God we're
Prove
both
it.
lawyers. Jackson, it was a rock. I grabbed the reins and pulled them with everything I had. The horses slowed to a stop. The child was lying face down in the dirt. A puddle of red was pooling under her. Oh my God. Scaled Lord. I wasn't sure what to do. I wished I had never procrastinated reading those first aid books. I looked to my mentor. She approached the scene quietly and slowly. Her eyes went to the child, then to the surrounding forest. She seemed to be searching where to put the body. She was wearing the same expression she used when inspecting a crime scene. Why would a kid be out in the middle of nowhere? Miss Timora? I say we keep driving and never speak of this again. Miss Timora, she's just a child.
Yeah, walk it off.
Oh, the pain. I can see the light.
Where the hell is he?
Is he?
That was his cue.
cue. Okay, is this our Eye of Horus thing?
Yeah,
Eye
of Horse.
That was his cue.
fuck's sake. It's caught a puzzling thought through my Eye of Horus. Late to his cue, a man clad in his plate armor leapt out of the nearby bushes and stumbled towards us. He planted his feet firmly on the ground in front of us, puffing out his chest. By the scaled Lord, look what you've done!
What you've
The
done.
Scout Lord, I think I can see him. My family, who died in the plague in 589. It was so
Lines were historically accurate.
bad. Damn it,
Oh,
Alma.
Alma. Mentioning that plague is overkill.
Okay, gives
Christ.
that reaction, gives that emotion as well.
Yeah, a current
In
state of being.
in one of the Ace Attorney games, there was a character who had like something that detected the emotions of the characters.
Was it one of the psychic partners?
No, it was a psychologist.
What?
I think she was introduced
Wow.
in Dual Destinies. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's got Psy in the name, so it counts.
Psychologist,
Yeah.
psychic. This poor child, she's dead because of you. This is a serious crime. The fine is 10, no, 20 gold pieces. That
You can't
carriage,
believe she's dead.
they're probably aristocrats visiting House Pierce. Mr. Brosnan isn't going to be very happy. 20 gold pieces. The average
Wow.
sentence for vehicular manslaughter was 2 years of imprisonment. At least. Vehicular
Oh.
manslaughter added to our evidence. In the Kingdom of Wyvern, the average sentence for vehicular manslaughter is 2 years of imprisonment. There is no fine.
Is this going to be evidence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have no choice but to arrest you unless you pay this fine. Oh, that's what this is. I side-eyed the child, apparently named Alma. I spotted tiny tomato seeds in her pool of blood. You might want to call someone to retrieve Alma's body then. Her eyes opened, and her head whipped up to look at me. We locked eyes for a second before her head fell back to the ground. I looked to my mentor again. She just leaned her head and gestured towards the two con artists. It appeared that I was being given another learning opportunity. I couldn't complain, though. I didn't appreciate being treated like an easy mark. Argument! You've started an argument. Defeat your opponent by lowering their confidence. Picking the correct options will do damage to your opponent. However, picking the wrong options will do damage to your confidence. Use context and clues to determine which option to pick.
Oh shit, it's a video game.
It is.
It's just a graphic novel beforehand.
It's the same thing. That is a type of video game.
Whoa!
Anyways, what will it be? You'll be taken to the barracks. Will you pay the fine, or do we
No.
need to sort this out? During arguments, you'll sometimes be asked to pick one of the 3 possible dialogue responses. The correct dialogue will depend on the context of your opponent's claim, their psychological profile.
Okay.
Negotiate.
Certainly.
Or we're going to call him out.
Call him out.
Certainly. Why don't you bring
Yeah,
us back
call
to
him
it
out on
then?
it. Yeah, call him out on it. What's this barracks?
Certainly. Oh, yeah. But it is strange that you bring us to the barracks instead of the dungeons. You'll also probably want to call your unit to escort us. After all, it'd be dangerous for one knight to transport 2 criminals by himself. Shut up! Don't think you can talk your way out of this, lad. Pay the fine or pay for your life. Are you seriously going to make me take you in just to pay the damn fine? During arguments, you'll sometimes be asked to present pieces of evidence to respond. In response to a claim. Look at your opponent's claim carefully and present the item that contradicts it. Look at this. It's a picture of my penis. It's not very interesting.
Spells. Oh,
God, we get spells?
it's magic.
Whoa!
Whoa,
That's cheating.
that is cheating. Come down. except a crime like this wouldn't involve a fine at all. What?
That's fine.
Vehicular manslaughter has an average sentence of 2 years of imprisonment, at least. With the death of a child, though, I could see the Crown pushing for more than that. Who the hell are you? I'm a defense attorney. I could recite every one of the kingdom's laws back to you in reverse.
That's not very useful.
He's casting a spell, stop him. The knight looked nervously between Miss Timora and me. That's it. His hand shot to a rusty sword hanging from his side. He fumbled with it for a bit before pulling it out and waving it at us like his dick in his hand. I took a step back. My mentor put herself in front of me.
It's angry.
It's really hard to tell which bits you've been adding, you know? This could all just naturally flow like this.
Yeah. Enough talk. Give us the gold. I won't have to hurt either of you.
God, it's threatening.
During arguments, your Eye of Horus will show your opponent's thoughts and emotions after they make a claim. Compare your opponent's thoughts to the claim. Pick the correct option.
He's scared at the moment.
Yeah,
So
he's
scared?
shitting bricks. Come on, give up! I can't move that well in this fake armor.
Use your opponent's full. Oh,
Use when the opponent's thought contradicts the evidence. Use when the opponent's emotion. Oh wait, so 2 thoughts and 1 emotion.
opponent's thought contradicts evidence.
Oh, the claim
Oh,
versus the
claim.
yeah.
Okay. Emotion. Oh, the emotion contradicts their claim here.
Yeah.
Because he's saying
I'll use
I'll
violence if I have to, but he
angry
won't.
and scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stared at his plate armor. On a closer look, it seemed to be varnished wood, painted to give off a metallic sheen. I reached past his sword and knocked on the breastplate. It let out a hollow thunk instead of a resonant clang.
He's a phony.
Didn't know the kingdom was cutting back. Would this even protect you in a fight? Yes. Are you threatening me?
No.
With litigation, perhaps. I have a sword. You won't use it. Look. Oh wait, look. Let's just cut the charade. It's not happening. My confidence has been defeated.
You tell me that was the line he said.
Alma rose from the dead and began wiping the rotten, crushed tomatoes off her shirt.
My confidence.
I thought that stuff about the plague would help.
Ugh.
Tired of eating porridge.
I'm tired of eating porridge. Well, I said I tried eating porridge.
That's really random.
I've been eating porridge recently. It's quite nice. Of course, it's nothing compared to porridge these days. In these times, probably.
Well, as in the ancient days, or
Yeah, it was probably much worse, right?
no? Porridge.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
They haven't changed the recipe outside of possibly adding sugar and like flour.
Yeah. So I thought that stuff about the plague would help.
Don't worry about it. It's still morning. Someone else will come by.
The way's been empty for days. What if they're the only ones? ...
Ellipses. Oh. The Kingdom of Wyvengard, established 613 years ago by the 7 High Archmages, ruled by King Olivia and the mages of his nobility.
I don't know. Did you catch that message? I just got.
Kind of.
Huh?
I saw it in the corner, but I didn't read it.
It's actually saying that you're playing knockoffs now.
Wow. Like Ashley would know what the originals are.
Some high archmages.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hmm.
often preach that our large kingdom was a land of prosperity and happiness, a nation where its people shared the wealth and succor created by its magic. Sandwich. Here. I took out a neatly wrapped sandwich from my satchel and held it to Alma.
Huh?
You'll probably find this more filling than porridge. What about me, Ellipses? Man narrowed his eyes, praising me like the night he had been impersonating. He snatched the wrapped sandwich from me, peeling back the bread to inspect its contents. His mouth salivated as he caught a whiff of the sliced deli meat. No poison to be found, apparently. He handed it to Alma, who eagerly began munching down on it. I was probably the first person to share any wealth or succor with them in a long time. Just tell me one thing. What gave it away? Well, I can read
Too much.
minds.
Yeah, that'll do it.
What do you mean? I spent a while sanding this armor down. I had to go through 3 attempts just to get it perfectly smooth. I even mixed the paint myself. It got to the sheen and everything.
Hmm.
How did you know it was fake? I thought to myself for a while. You clearly went for woad matter and weld for your paint. I'm also guessing you used a touch of gall ink for the shadows. They're decent choices if you're trying to paint a shield, but they're useless if you're trying to mimic the complex nooks and crannies of plate armor. Why are we bullshitting him like that?
I was about to say, Southern like expert in this.
Yeah, in crafting wood metal. He just blinked at me. Seriously? Plate doesn't hint that way. Real plate catches the ambient light in cold tones. Your mix was a little too warm. He shook his head wide-eyed. What a fucking load of bollocks! Cuthbert, was that stuff about paint really true? No, I just read it from his mind.
Yeah.
Did you see the look
Makes
on his
sense, man.
face? Yeah, literally, I'm just a mind.
This is just
Fucking wind up.
yeah.
I kind of understand why my mum enjoyed fortune telling so much. She said nothing in response. Her eyes were locked on my satchel. Now 1 meal short. I'll be fine. They've probably skipped a lot more meals than I have. In case you've forgotten, they were trying to scam us. They really wanted to hurt anyone, they'd throw away that fake armor and just use the sword.
Yeah,
We should be helping our fellow commoners, right? Isn't that why we practice law? You know, to defend villains? Just don't expect me to share my lunch with you. Thanks, Mom. I spent a good 15 minutes haggling with those sandwiches. We're attorneys. We don't make money. Do we even need to haggle? It's a matter of principle. You give anyone an inch, they'll take a mile. I bet you would know that. We arrived at Cornhaven, but I smelled the stench before I spotted the village. The smell of rotting meat and excrement hung in the air. I had to fight the urge to retch. I realized I had shit my pants. It was a bad idea, but I did my best to swallow my disgust. I'd been begging Miss Timora to take me on her outings for years. I couldn't show weakness now. You okay? I'm fine. It's just surprised. Do you expect the ruling lord to install modern plumbing in a village like this? You know, modern plumbing. Holes in the ground. Guess I never really thought about it. You'll get used to it once you've traveled more. This is just how things are in outer regions. Really made me appreciate the clean and sanitary streets of the capital. There, the streets and homes were loaded with artificery. We had clean and running water. We had lights that didn't rely on oil or flame. It was as if the village existed in a different time period. I reprimanded myself. I wasn't above this. People here were commoners, just like me. They only lived like this out of lack of care from the... Take a left here. The tavern should be at the edge of town. The reports are right. This should be the place. We haven't gone anywhere. We're still at the same junction we were. Is this really a meeting place for dissidents against the crown? Linhart had done an amazing job of disguising their headquarters as a rundown shack. Tavern's been shut down for years. Nowadays, Flintheart McCoy just uses it to host his rallies. I'll let you take this one down.
Hey, you lot. The McCoy Cavern is closed.
Perfect. Dissident leaders stormed towards our carriage as we parked. He had a roughness to him that matched the state of his tavern. He was practically growling at us with every word. He got close to Miss Tamora's face, his feet firmly planted on the ground. She was unflinched, of course, standing her ground as he leered at the two of us. I take it you're Flintheart McCoy?
What's it to you?
Flintheart McCoy, occupation unemployed, age 52, leader of the revolutionary faction in Cornhaven, owner of the McCoy Tavern. He seems to have an extreme grudge against mages and nobility, but the sentiment tends to be common nowadays. Sorry for not writing ahead of time, but my messages weren't getting... I'm Ruby Timora. I've been trying to get in touch with you, Flintheart. His eyes narrowed for a bit before widening in recognition of the name.
Wait, Ruby Timora? Why didn't you say so? Come on in.
His tone flipped in jovial to jovial. His tone flipped to jovial in an instant, and now it was as if he were greeting an old friend. I was surprised people out here even knew who she was. I'd thought her infamy had only spread in the city. I guess he acknowledged her as an ally. They both had a common enemy after all. The rich.
Excuse me, miss. We haven't exactly seen a lot of guests.
It's fine. My mentor looked around warily as she brushed aside a spider web hanging on in front of her.
So what brings you here? I doubt someone like you has anything to see out here.
One of my clients has been trying to talk to you. We have a proposition that you'll be interested in. I raised my eyebrow at her. This was the first time I had heard of this client. Is there anywhere we can talk in private?
I got a bunch of empty rooms upstairs.
Perfect. Cuthbert, stay here for a moment. Don't you need my help? There's no need for that. How is there no need? The Eye of Horus could extract anything she needed from him. Ellipses, angrily.
Pissed.
That glare overruled my objection before I could get it out. Without another word, they went upstairs. I drummed my hands on the dusty floor, looking around the tavern. definitely had a lot of personality. If one counted dust and insects as character traits. Faint murmurs echoed from the ceiling, slightly stressed. It sounded like their conversation was becoming more frustrated. I brought out a small chessboard from my satchel. Even after a decade, it had served me well. Chess? Wait, a decade? I've been playing since I was 10. Chess could be played with one person, something that I always taken advantage of. I had a match with the Duke of Commerce scheduled. I wasn't too worried about him. I might as well take this opportunity. Checkmate. I lost again while playing as white. It's 3 times now.
Oh, hello.
Statistically, I was more likely to win. So, why was I performing better as black?
In her mind, she's going, "Why is this loser playing chess
By himself.
solo?" I'm literally right here.
Fucking like solitaire chess. Was I becoming overconfident as white because it had an advantage?
Hello?
Very advantage could be affecting my choices and making me play suboptimally. Blah, 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 blah. A personal quirk was making me play like this, and I needed to identify and correct it.
Hey.
Ah! I toppled out of my seat when she tapped me on the shoulder. She stepped back and flashed at me with a soft grin. Body swayed playfully, amused by how flustered I was. Her posture was unguarded. It was as if she had never felt threatened in her life, so I leaned in and killed her. She was holding a large exotic sword in her right hand.
Valid crash out.
It's just so funny to like describe someone as so unfazed by things. It's just like, honestly, she was defenseless. Huh?
Has a sword.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
That's what you kill her with. She's defenseless. As her warm and bright aura washed over me, it pulled away any tension and unease I felt. Sorry, I was distracted.
You know the McCoy Tavern is closed, right? But if you're okay with keeping things off the books, I can prepare one for you.
No, that's fine. I'm just waiting for my mentor to finish speaking with Flintheart.
Oh, someone's talking to my dad?
Dad?
I'm Philhart's daughter, Celeste.
Oh. Celeste McCoy, occupation mercenary. Damn. Age 19. The only daughter of Flintheart McCoy. She's cheerful and sweet. Also a little intimidating.
Mercenary, yeah.
Fucking. I'm Tyrion. Nice to meet you.
Do you know when they'll be done? I wanted to show him something.
The mumbling upstairs was becoming more frustrated. Celeste tilted her head as she looked at the ceiling, but she soon got distracted by my chessboard.
Wait, this game's chess, isn't it? Are you playing against someone?
Oh, I was playing by myself, actually.
Oh.
Playing alone helps me hone my strategies. Plenty of professionals do it.
Hey, don't worry about it. I'm not the type to shame a man for playing with himself.
Dan, is this a hentai game?
No, I swear.
Have we stumbled into a hentai?
I solemnly swear.
She just chuckled as she drank in my reaction. I looked away from her before clearing my throat. Have you ever played it before? With a cock? Yes.
I've read about it in some books a while ago. This room is always so dusty.
God, has she like got ADHD? She had like brains jumping around. Inviting herself, she sat down on the chair opposite me. She brushed off some dust from the table with her sleeve, began setting up her side of the board.
Where does the horse go again?
Oh no, is she a fucking chess shark? Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Checkmate. It only took 2 moves. She had fallen into a classic trap.
Did she do the thing where... What is it? You move... There is a move where you like... I guess it was with the queen he did that.
I mean,
That's
2
anything that can move
moves?
into that place.
Classic King's Gambit.
Actually, like, you would have to move a pawn, then move the queen, but they would have also had to have moved a pawn and so then had nowhere to go, I guess.
Whoopsie
How's that
daisy. Maybe the version of chess in this world is slightly different.
They've got a smaller chessboard.
Over that. Wait a minute. You can press the buttons for a minute. Can you
Okay.
lose chess in 2 moves?
Be impressive. Sorry, let me. I felt a little guilty. My mentor always said that failure was the best teacher.
Wait, what, already? How did you do that?
I decided against telling her the name of that mate. She just grumbled under her breath as we both moved our pieces back into place.
Oh, yes, it is possible to lose. Oh, so what kind of business does your mentor have with my dad?
I'll let you finish the...
Yes,
them?
so yes, it is possible to lose chess game in 2 moves, specifically through a checkmate pattern known as the Fool's Mate.
The balls, mate.
Yeah, so that's what he said.
But
Yeah,
like,
he wasn't
in what
very-
move? Like,
This is the fastest possible checkmate in standard chess, but it can only be achieved by black. The sequence requires white to make 2 specific blunders that exposes their king. White plays f4 or
Yeah.
f3. White then move 2. White plays g4, g3. In response, black plays queen to h4, delivering a checkmate.
yeah, so it literally has to be like a queen's maneuver where the king can't move
Yeah.
forward
and
or
then-
backwards or anything. It's just
Yeah. And it can't, and nothing can reach the queen to take it out, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so dumb, but I guess it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Whoopsie.
I'm honestly not sure. She doesn't really tell me much. I think it was something to do with his distance against the crown. Sorry, should I not be saying that out loud?
It's fine.
She stroked her chin, so her hand moved and hesitated over each of her pieces. She hadn't realized that she had been led into another trap. She moved her knight into position to attack my queen. She'd blocked my initial assault on her king, but checkmate. Scholar's mate this time.
This time. What? How do you keep doing that?
The more you play, the more you'll be able to recognize specific boards. You'll get the hang of it in time. Just glared at the board. I glanced to the ceiling, Miss Timora, in Hart's argument. It's only getting worse.
What the heck is happening up there?
It didn't sound like they would be done anytime soon. I was beginning to think that they may be hate fucking, but I wasn't sure.
I figured out what the problem is.
Is it that you keep mobilizing your pieces without intention?
It's food, Tyrion. Tyrion.
Tyrion.
I need food.
She stood up and stomped towards the kitchen, but not before spinning back around to me.
Tyrion, not Tyrone.
Yeah, man, it's Tyrone. I'm a fucking lawyer.
We're not done. Don't you dare leave.
few minutes later, she returned carrying a giant slab of cooked meat on a small plate. That doesn't look cooked. What? I stared at it for a while, wondering if she was planning to eat all of that in one sitting. She began setting up her side of the board with one hand while holding a fork and knife in the other. That's impressive. Gonna cut it with one hand. She was somehow twirling both utensils in her right hand to switch between them. That is wild. She delicately carved a small piece of meat with the knife, before spinning to a fork to bring it to her mouth. Use the fucking knife at that point. I don't need both.
So has dexterity based on being a mercenary, I guess.
I bet she does. She tilted her head and swallowed the whole bite.
Hey, it's your move.
Right. Someone who has never played before, she was quickly improving with each game. It took me a while before I even noticed she was adapting to my strategies and trying to use them against me. She caught me unaware a few times. At the rate she was learning, she could easily surpass a national ranked noble with enough practice. Checkmate. But I've been playing the game far longer than she had. I was ranked far above the average noble. Just narrowed her eyes at me.
Oh, you're always one step ahead of me. It's like you're reading my mind.
I could, but I never allowed myself to when I'm playing.
I'll get you this time.
Why does this feel like Merowim versus that girl in Hunter x Hunter? They played Go. She began placing the pieces back in place, and my stomach groaned loudly. Celeste blinked at me, startled for a moment. She giggled. Excuse me.
Have you eaten anything?
No.
Oh.
She looked around for a moment before her eyes went to the slab of mystery meat.
Do you want some of this? We have a lot.
No, I couldn't possibly. My stomach reprimanded me with a loud rumble. Against my protests, she spun the knife in her hand and carved a bite of meat. She started to playfully wave the fork in front of my face expectantly. You have another fork?
Come on, don't be like that.
I wanted to object, but I was too hungry to argue. I just bit down on the fork. That was when I felt quite the jarring texture. Meat was tough and fibrous. I had to consciously chew through the leathery sinew, lest I choke on it. I'd never tasted such a distinct, greasy tang before. I'd realized that I had never actually asked her where this meat came from. How was she eating this so quickly?
How is it?
Well, it's certainly unique.
Yeah, bear meat is kind of weird like that.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, bear meat's good. It just has a stinky flavor to it.
You have to make sure you have to make sure it's definitely good meat.
Yeah? What do you mean, good meat?
Then again, that's probably an issue with all animal meat. But
Yeah. No,
well,
bear meat
parasite.
is uniquely bad because of the fact that it's like they only eat rotten meat. They will bury their fish that they catch, another prey, leave it in there for weeks before coming back and eating it. So when you eat their meat, if they're not like raised in normal environments, I say normal environments, like habitats and stuff, maybe they tend to be quite gamey and very like stinky. As I questioned every decision that had led me to this point, this time Mora and Flynnhart came down from upstairs. My mentor's face was stoic as always, but some frustration bled through him. That was never a good sign.
Hi, Dad. Oh, hello, sweetie.
Linhardt's expression lit up as his daughter rushed over to him. My mentor glanced at the chessboard on the table. She never really took an interest in chess, but she knew that I had been undefeated since I was 10 years old. Don't feel too bad about losing to him. It's naturally right.
What? You never told me that. I can't believe you exploit a newbie.
If only.
Is that what your suit is for? Are you some kind of travelling chess player?
No, chess is just a hobby. I'm a defense attorney.
I didn't even know we had attorneys in Wyvern.
They were definitely a dying breed. Competent ones, anyways. Speaking of, we should probably get it going.
I hate to refuse you after you came all this way. I respect what you're doing, but I won't work with those mages of yours.
No, she's sad and sad.
Sad and slightly afraid. Okay.
Ages, I guess. Miss Timora had mentioned that before. Is this mystery client a mage?
There's no mum in the picture at the moment.
Yep.
It's something bad happened. Something bad
most
happened.
likely. Bloody mages.
Anyways, it's getting late. If you leave now, you probably won't get to the city until morning. Aye, she's right. These parts are crawling with brigands and conmen. You wouldn't want to run into one of them after nightfall.
I guess you have a point. You get
What is that? The tavern has plenty of empty rooms. Why don't you stay here till morning?
Sure.
It's at least I can do for you after you came all this way.
Fine. I'm not exactly in a rush to get back on that carriage.
Sweetie, can you help me with the...
He paused, his eyes focused on the giant slab of meat on the table.
His face decisions.
Yep.
Bear meat. You kill another bear.
Oh my god. A fucking running problem that she has.
You barely got through the last one. What are we supposed to do with all this greasy meat?
It's not... It can't be greasy by default. It's how you cook it.
Eat it. That's what it's for. How are you even killing these things?
With my sword.
It's not that hard. You have to keep up with them. For God's sake, you're bloody insane.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, why did the scaled lord cause me a rabid wolf instead of a daughter?
Jesus. Fucking
This
brutal.
rabid wolf is keeping your family fed. Do you know how many commoners in Wyvern are starving? Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me like I'm the child.
Two continued their bickering as they went up the staircase. How do you expect to find a good husband? Oh wait, no, this is Flynn, sorry.
Not to find a good husband while you're out in the woods whistling bears.
Jesus Christ.
Excuse me, men are lining up to court me. I am a goddess.
Jesus Christ.
A goddess of war. Goddess of war, more like. You're always coming home covered in blood and dirt.
Jesus.
Oh, I love them so much.
This is so great.
Great.
Ellipses. Ellipses. So, your talk with Flintheart didn't go well. Why can't he understand that all of this is bigger than him and his vendetta? He's still have one last thing we could use. Cuthbert.
Oh, the eye, right?
Yeah.
Where did he get the eye? That's the question. Is
Oh,
it
yeah.
magic, or is it actually his eye that has the magic in him?
It was both.
Hmm.
It is magic.
Well, we'll find out.
Let's skip back downstairs, pausing upon seeing the air between my mentor and me.
Oh, we're done with your worms. You can head upstairs if you want to rest up.
Right. Thank you, Celeste. Silence followed us up the stairs until we arrived at our rooms. This time Aura's hand gripped the handle of the door. She never turned it. Sorry, didn't expect our discussion to go for that long. It's fine, I understand. I saw you playing chess with Flintheart's daughter earlier. Is everything okay? What do you mean? You're kind of a sore winner when you... Only when my opponents are noble. She caught on quickly. She was ridiculously good for a beginner. Playing against her was nice. Well, suppose you are at that age. No, that's not what I meant. Never really get to play against other players outside of tournaments. You only ever want to play shogi against me. Because shogi is clearly superior. It's complete anarchy is what it is. Bring fallen pieces back to life like some kind of necromancer. It adds depth. Dropping adds a dimension of play that isn't present in chess. We both glared at each other silently, but all of the tension from before had left. After a moment, we both burst out laughing. Really have grown up, haven't you? It's really, it must have been only 10. Oh, you must have been only 10. You suddenly showed up a long time ago. 10 years exactly. Stayed silent. You know that you're just trying to help. Then why won't you let me? Cuthbert, it's not the right time. I'm ready for this, Miss Timora. You are. That just made me raise my an eyebrow at her. What's the issue here? Again, she stayed silent. Get some rest. We'll need to prepare for the journey tomorrow. I winced at that thought. I'd completely forgotten that I'd have to wrangle those horses again. I opened the door and fell onto the bed inside. It wasn't long before night fell. Between driving that carriage and deep con artists, I was exhausted. I fell asleep, but I had felt uneasiness creep into me and on. I felt myself being pulled away, water swear. Every direction I looked, there was nothing. The glass-like floor I was standing on. I saw my reflection in the floor. Each step I took, it rippled and shimmered. That I was dreaming. Something deep inside me insisted that there was something real about this. Whispers echoed through the realm. I spotted the small, dark silhouette of a person in the distance. Silently staring at me and murmuring something under her breath.
Only found.
She repeated the same phrase, almost like a chant. He looked practically giddy in anticipation of something. Oh my god.
I finally
Whoa.
found you.
Woke up to
Investigator.
this. Yeah, I think so.
Oh no, I looked at stream. Shit, I shouldn't have seen that.
Why? What?
It was something like Heaven's Born or something like that.
Oh, I mean, it technically was on the screen. Woke up to the sound of shouting from upstairs, downstairs. Also,
I
if
am
you
now
want, you
going
can
to.
check the. Yeah. Oh, well,
I'm gonna move. Stream's still there. I've just put it to a different tab.
okay. I was gonna say, if you check the text log, we can see what that last thing.
Oh, of course.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, it's like that.
Interesting.
Woke up to the sound of shouting from downstairs.
Clutched at my chest. My heart was racing, and I was drenched in sweat. Yes. That was just a nightmare. I tried to convince myself of that. I shook my head. Something else was happening upstairs. His voices sounded like Celeste's and Flintheart's. They were only getting louder.
Please, just let me explain. I don't want to hear it.
Did she kill another bear? Definitely weren't bickering about bear meat this time.
I want you out of my house. Get out.
After that, there was only silence, followed by someone storming out of the tavern. The front door of the tavern slammed shut. The entire structure swaying from. I lay there silent. Could they be arguing about it this late at night? Should get a boyfriend or something. Wasn't any business.
Part of me was thinking, it's slightly spoilery, but it says arcane art, and the other two don't have one. But the main character does, it seems. So I'm
Yeah, she's got
wondering,
one.
is she considered a mage?
Maybe.
And is that the issue?
Well, I doubt that his daughter being considered a mage would be an issue, especially considering it's not really her occupation.
Yeah. Hey, Dad. Oh, hello, sweetie.
Mark's expression lit up as his daughter rushed over to him. Sigh. The door creaked loudly as I eased it open and stepped out of my room. The hallway was completely dark. A single candle was lit. He stepped forward slowly, careful not to trip over anything. Oh, shit. Linhart was trudging up the stairs when I bumped into him. Didn't see his face, but judging from how he sounded out, probably didn't want to. Sorry.
Right. I forgot you to,
Voice trailed off. Everything okay? Sorry. Just going to. Slid past Flintheart as I went downstairs. Even noticed. Made my way to the dining room. Any lights in the streets. Nearly pitch black. Oh. No answer. I looked at the entrance to the tavern. The door was hanging open. The door frame was cracked. Walked through the village streets. There weren't any lights on. Regretted not taking a look to enough.
God damn it. Whoever did the graphic, you should have read what this was meant to have. No lights. There's at least 2, 3 lights there. 4, maybe.
It's very visible. I heard a squelch as I accidentally stepped on something that was disgustingly soft. I tried my best to ignore it. It's likely a toad of some kind. Looks down. Celeste? Celeste, where are you? A groan echoed. My shacks turned flickered to life from behind. Interesting. An older man stepped out, squinting against the darkness of the night. You got any idea what time it is? He eyed me up and down, taking notice of how I was dressed. This ain't the city, boy. Like our peace and quiet after sundown. Right, sorry. I was just looking for Celeste. Who? It's McCoy. She's Flintheart's daughter. Something. The expression shifted. Irritation turned into complete contempt. Where? Do you want with that bastard? Damned mage. Oh, so she is considered a mage. What? Two probably woke up half the town with their yelling. Oh, sorry. Those two. They're yelling. That's fine. Look, just want to make sure that she's safe. Got nothing to worry about there. If I could get another word in, he went back into his house in a huff, slamming the door behind. Just took another breath. Continued searching. Do you mind if I
You'll
take
have that. Oh, yeah, sure.
Still have that famous temper, I see.
You.
Honestly, I never understood how you could stand living in this gloomy shack. Look so.
How dare you use that witchcraft in my home?
From what I've seen, I'm not the first. You've really been stirring the pot. The Four Pillars don't care for what they've been hearing from from your rallies.
Is that right? I'll be sure to bring that up in the next meeting.
For Lord's sake, have you some sense, Flintheart? At this rate, you're going to bring Lucio Steelwind down on all of us. Well, he's also a transmutation guy. Maybe they're related.
Stillwind. I swear I heard that name earlier.
It was the very first one. It's the defendant attorney.
The lady?
Yeah. Well, not the defendant, it's called. The opposite of the defendant.
Oh, during the actual. Oh, the lady. The other, yes. The prosecutor.
Prosecutor.
Of course. Yeah.
You may not value your life. I will not become another one of his casualties.
So you came all this way to convince me to stop.
In this foolishness now, and no harm will come to you or your family. You have my word.
Ha! Your word is as good as dirt you lick off the king's boots. You're a killer. As if I'd trust you.
Ellipses.
I feel like he probably could be trusted. I feel like he's doing this out of concern, but it could be completely wrong.
I mean, I'm assuming that he might even be the brother of the mother that died. Linhart, please, as someone who once thought of you as a friend, I'm only going to ask you once.
Friend? Friend? I'll be dead on the ground before I ever call the likes of you a friend.
Son?
Get out of my house. I don't have time for you.
Ellipses. Don't think I have much time for an... Oh
Oof.
shit, did he like shoot him?
Never mind. I'm wrong. Was not out of concern. God.
Holy shit, what is that?
Sword magic.
Yeah, I mean, it went through his chest
wait.
rather than his back.
Oh wait, or is he the guy we're going to be defending, and something else did actually happen here?
Ah, probably.
Because that's him, right? Damn it all.
Turns out that it was actually the daughter who threw that sword, and it went through her dad. You stubborn fool. Why couldn't you have just listened to me? Ellipses.
Well, we'll see how this goes.
Brutal.
Yes, sir. What a scaled lord. What did you... You killed him?
Ellipses. Alert the Inquisition. Tell them that you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure their neighbors heard them yelling at each other.
Understood, sir. Okay. This something I haven't really mentioned is in that Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
The first case, they usually pretty much show you who did the murder.
Yeah.
It just helps like with the first case, and then from then on, they don't actually tell you who did it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
not
it kind of makes sense.
yeah.
What am I going to do? Oh,
A few hours had already passed, but I finally found her sitting under an old oak tree. She looked just as tired as I was, probably even so. Her eyes were wet and red. She quickly wiped them with her sleeve. She stood up to meet me. Been looking for you.
oh, did we wake you up?
I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
It's nothing. We argue like that all the time.
You sad and angry.
Please just go away. I'm fine. See?
She tried to squeeze her lips into a smile. Didn't reach her eyes.
You should really head back. It's not safe to be out here this late.
About you.
I can take care of myself.
I just stood there silently. Sure, he just lost his temper.
You don't know that. Mind your own business.
Sorry. She just looked down and said nothing before exhaling.
I'm gonna assume the main character can choose to use the power when he wants, and he was like using it there to check if she's lying.
Okay.
And yeah, and well, we know no.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're right. It wouldn't feel right to let you walk back alone anyway.
He walked past me, back to the tavern. Damn.
Oh.
She gets to see her dead dad. What? Turned, but found the tavern surrounded by knights clad in plate armor. Several carriages were parked outside. Could see several lights lit within the tavern. Is that the Arcane Inquisition?
Inquisition?
An order of knights who investigate crimes committed by using magic. Celeste and I shared a glance. Without another word, both of us ran towards the tavern. She quickly outpaced me.
What? No.
She reached the tavern door, and the color drained from her face. Her hand went to her mouth as she stumbled backwards, her body shuddering.
Dad?
Her voice quivered. Tears began to stream down her face. Damn. There you are. Celeste stood there, frozen. A knight stepped between her and the tavern entrance. Celeste McCoy, the authority of the Wyvern Crown. I'm placing you under arrest. I
Ooh,
tried to
holy
grab
shit.
her arm, and it was like something flipped inside her. She slammed her palm into the knight's chest, his plate armor reverberating as it launched several feet backwards. The other knights rushed forward. They tried to grab her and pin her to the ground. She let out a guttural scream against them, almost sounding like a feral animal. It looked like it was taking all of their strength to keep her pinned down. It's like she was a completely different person. I stood there stunned before shaking myself out of it. What are you doing to her? Let her go. Tyrion. Scale Lord, Miss Timora was safe. I knew I recognized him from somewhere. Stay out of our way, or we'll lock you up too. Lock you two up right next to her. What? He left in a huff, followed after the other knights as they slowly dragged Celeste away. Miss Timora, what's going on? Why is the Arcane Inquisition here? Sure, but Linhardt is dead. What? Yes.
That was a bit of a
Strange place to add a save. Okay, before we continue, I do need a quick
Yes, you want to get that water. Yes. Yeah, sounds good. I'll go and get some as well.
BRB. We'll be back in a sec. And we're back.
Okay.
She was apparently the prime suspect in Linhart's murder. Her case would be pushed to trial within the day. Supposedly, they discovered traces of magic at the crime.
See.
That honestly just raised even more questions. This time, Maura and I were determined to get to the bottom of this. The Inquisition, on the other hand, did what they always did. This is ridiculous. She was right to speak to an attorney. Oh, she has a right to speak to an attorney. Yeah, well, we can't let you go. You see her until she's been processed. Orm White, occupation knight, age 64. The grumpy and apathetic leader of the Arcane Inquisition has had a personal grudge against Miss Timora for as long as I can remember. Orm White was the commander of the Arcane Inquisition. Miss Timora had supposedly run into him many times. He always looked like the textbook definition of someone who was too old for this. Didn't usually accompany Miss Timora to her crime scenes, but the few times I had, he was always there to run interference. He always looked like he cared more about making trouble for us than actually doing his job. The Inquisition was deep in the nobility's pocket, but always assumed that they were paying him to sabotage us. Don't give me that. There's no way you haven't processed her with the trial this close. Yeah, well, unless you can prove it, I don't need to do it. Okay, Daniel?
Oh, yes, I was. What's if all this noise?
Commander's back straightened up, his smirk turning into a wince as the girl walked into the chambers. Whoever she was, she must have been younger than me. Despite that, her voice carried the weight of her authority, something which Orm clearly relented to. Her aura was as cold and rigid as stone. Her disposition was probably so. Celeste McCoy has a right to counsel, and I'm...
I know who you are. Ruby Timor. More.
She turned to Orm. She was almost half his size, but he was practically flinching at her every word. Oh, well, the girl hasn't been processed yet. She just let out an irritated sigh as she waved him away.
Let them through.
What? But...
Let them through before I throw you into the cell next to hers.
Yes, lady, I mean, it's Stillwind. Stillwind? Arya Stillwind, occupation prosecutor, age 18. Prosecutor from the nobility who hails from House Stillwind, one of the four pillar families of Ivengard. She is the daughter of Grand General Lucio Stillwind, Guards military. It's hard to read her motivations, even with the eye for it.
Interesting. I wish we hadn't had so much information in that, though.
She gave me a passing glance, as if she was silently appraising me. She walked out the dungeons without another word. Rumbled under his breath as he led us to Celeste's cell. To wade through a thickening fog of emotion as we descended further into the dungeons. The collective anger and sorrow of the prisoners was choking me. I'd always hated crowds. I could never shut out the storm of thoughts and emotions that came with it. Tried my best to keep it together. Celeste was going through a lot more than I was.
Oh.
Celeste was curled up on the cold floor, arms wrapped around her knees. When she saw us, she scrambled to her feet.
What are you doing here?
You know about what happened to you. So sorry, Celeste. She's scared, sad, and angry.
Okay. We know for sure, well, we already know that she didn't do it, but
Yep.
those emotions pretty much confirm it, right?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Response came out hollowly. You're the Inquisition's prime suspect. Planning to push your case to trial. Be brought to the court in a few hours.
No one told me anything.
Scoffed in disgust. He was all too familiar with this.
I love her expressions. They're very good.
They were planning to convict you before you even realized you were on trial. Celeste, Miss Timora is the best defense attorney in card. She can help you. You've been supporting your family from your work as a mercenary. Is that correct? She did just say mercenary. Did she just say mercenary?
This occupation. So this is a mercenary trade. Still unaspected, but who am I as a judge?
But that's evidence, so we know that now.
Hmm.
From your financial history, it appears that you can afford my services.
How would you even know that?
That's not important.
Probably from the conversation they had.
No, my magical ability allows me to see the person's market value. What matters is that if I'm representing you, your case is as good as won.
You don't even know what happened.
Then tell me. Celeste hesitated, shoulders tensing, memory.
I got into an argument with my dad and I left to clear my mind. Tyrion found me a bit after that. I think it was a few hours after I left. When we came back, we saw the lights outside. That's when they arrested me.
I'm going to be your attorney. I'm going to be your attorney. I need to know everything that happened.
What?
They found your sword inside his body. There are traces of transmutation magic. Crime scene. There aren't any other registered mages in Courthaven. I need you to tell me the truth.
I just told you everything happened. What are you...
She looked down, confused, before her face tightened into a scowl.
You actually think I did it? Don't you? You think I was the one who killed him?
Meet Miss Timora. I left the tavern to look for her, ran into Flintheart. Still alive. How much time passed between that and when we found her? Probably about 2 hours, but... Which means there were 2 hours where she wasn't accounted for. We can't work around the prosecution will still... Oh, we can work around that, but the prosecution still...
Probably, yeah. They'll go to it as a theory, alternative theory, later on, and then boomed. No, I didn't do this.
She's telling the truth, Miss Timora. Celeste would never do anything else. Can't just believe every innocent girl who bats her eye. Yeah. It's not what this is. Remember how I have the power to read minds?
Hmm.
Well, did you see that she's innocent? Can you tell me certainty? This was being defensive at the moment. Too guarded for me. Substantial with the ivory. I didn't see it. I know that she's innocent. Look, either way, we need to construct a proper alibi so I can.
No. How can I work with you if you don't even believe me?
I can understand the situation you're in.
I know exactly what's happening. My dad's dead, and whoever killed him is still out there.
Don't be naive. You're a commoner. Lucky I'm. Isn't a single attorney other than me who defends someone like you.
Tyrion going, I would like to introduce myself.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah? Well, what about him?
I blinked, confused for a moment. So she was pointing at me.
You're also a defense attorney, right?
I am, but he's just a kid, McCoy. Never even defended a case before.
I don't care. At least he doesn't think I'm a murderer.
Celeste, hold on.
So you can take your attitude and leave. I don't need your help.
Fine, have it your way. When you're staring down the gallows, begging me to appeal your conviction, I'll be charging you triple my... Before I could understand what was going on, this time more turned away and stormed out. As she reached the door, she looked back at me expectantly. Rose, I knew I wasn't in any position to handle a case like that. That said, I also knew I couldn't leave this alone. My mentor let out a quiet sigh before quietly texting the dinner. Double quiet got me.
Sorry. I didn't mean to put you in the middle of that.
You can go talk to her. I'm sure she'll come back and take your case. I don't want her to.
No. I mean what I said. I don't want her help.
Celeste, this is serious. Conviction might as well be a foregone conclusion to the courts. About Miss Timora.
It'll be fine. I know I just pulled you into this without asking. If you want to walk away, I'll understand. I'll figure something out.
She took a few times at the cell door separated us. I sworn I saw the metal bars bending. She's exhaled slowly. Wasn't ready for this. I can't stand by and do nothing. Take your case. You'll have me.
Really?
There's one thing I need to tell you. I need you to tell me. The Arcane Inquisition was to the scene. I had no idea how they even magic had been used. Their presence could only mean a mage.
Yeah, I am.
That villager confronted me. Called her a bastard. Made a lot more sense now. Noble blood?
What does that have to do with anything?
Ability to use magic is hereditary. Almost every mage descends from the nobility in some way. You have birth parents in nobility. You might be able to use their influence to our advantage.
I don't need anyone's help. I'm a McCoy. That's all I need to know about myself.
She's adopted, or?
Yeah, pretty much, it seems. Oh, but this, probably more to it. Okay, continue, yeah.
It seemed best not to push the matter further there. Even so, it's probably why they arrested you.
What?
This Timora mentioned earlier. A town of farmers like Cornhaven wouldn't have any of registered mages. It's a good thing you registered with the kingdom. Didn't just added one extra charge if you hadn't. Found traces of magic at the scene of the crime. I have no choice but to suspect you.
Are you serious?
To be honest, I'm not sure how much help I'll really be. Miss Timora said it herself. I've never defended a client before.
Is everything really going to be okay?
Why would I say something like that? Defense attorneys should be putting their client at ease. But no matter what, I'll get you an
Acquittal?
equitable.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who stands in my way, man, king, or god.
What?
Sorry, I used to say that a lot as a kid.
No, it's okay.
At least it made her laugh. Anyway, take some time to rest up. The trial will begin in a few hours. Couldn't imagine what she was going through. She not only lost her father, she was also being framed for his murder. This was exactly why I became an attorney. And people exactly like me. Stories like hers were far too common. This time, I had the power to change it. She was putting her trust in me. Make sure she wouldn't regret that. It is weird that we aren't known as having any magical art, but we do have a magical ability. Also, I love that this is what we look like.
Oh
Still,
boy.
stupid looking boy.
Hmm.
Still hadn't sunk in yet. Standing in a real courthouse.
Let me just get used to controls.
Yep.
Evidence. Oh, here's the pupil list. A minute. Practicing defense attorney and best chess player in all of Wifengar.
Oh yeah.
Mentor, the guardian. Mother was killed. Don't know about the father though. Hasn't said anything about that, so either we don't know who the father is or he's somewhere else.
Ruby is the father. Leader of a revolution. Grudge against mages, but the daughter of Flint. Cheerful. Grumpy and apathetic.
Yep. Oh. Still
Cute.
wind.
See who hails.
I'll delete her. Okay. Spells though. I'm curious about that. I think it would probably be what spells might have been used on the crime scene.
Yeah, it's just another.
Evidence, yeah.
It only ever acted as Miss Timora's assistant. It was front and center at the defense table.
Are you okay?
Yes, of course. Maybe if I had kept saying that, it'd end up being true. So I've just noticed that we're wearing like an actual suit and tie. Like
Yeah,
modern day. A woman from the dungeons was also here. She must have been the prosecutor for Celeste's trial.
but we are like, this is like noble stuff.
More talking about the time period. Wonder she was able
Magic.
to order around. I could feel her piercing glare burrowing into me,
Ashley's
sending you images.
it's actually intimidating me. Is he on stream still? What is he sending me? Oh no,
Sure.
something about. What? You can see it there.
Yeah, yeah. Did I become Dr. Max?
What the fuck is that? Anyway, what is this on
I
Discord?
realised that my Discord name is Dr. Max. Why was she looking at me like that? Just trying to intimidate me? It was definitely working. Oh, order!
Here's our judge.
Court is now in session for the trial of Celeste McCoy.
E.T. My God.
I'm a
That's our
fucking
boy.
old man.
Oh, the prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Oh, the defense is also ready, Your Honor. Very well. Prosecutor Steelwind, could you please list the charges?
For the defendant is Celeste McCoy, a mercenary by trade and a registered mage. She's charged with second-degree murder and negligent misuse of the arcane arts. The crime occurred within the McCoy Tavern, a local inn that was shut down years ago. Those who lived nearby reported hearing a loud argument coming from the building around 1 a.m. At 1:08 a.m., a carriage driver entered the tavern to investigate the disturbance. It was there he found the victim, the defendant's sword impaled within his body. The Inquisition has provided an autopsy report and documentation for the sword.
She's an evocation magic user.
Oh. Died at 12 minutes past 1 a.m. Stabbed behind with a magical blade. Fatal wounds show heavy traces of transmutation magic.
How does that work? Transmute.
Less sword. Wow, that's her.
Also, that fucking sword was going through his chest, not his back. The alleged murder weapon.
Well, hey, this will be, yeah. That'll probably be part of it.
Maybe. Let's hope so. It's an ornately designed sword. It has no magical.
Huh. How weird. Okay.
What was the defendant's relationship with the victim? I see that they share the same last name.
1 second. Let's have a look at the evidence. Okay, no difference. Okay. The defendant is the victim's daughter, but not by blood. She was adopted in the family when she was an infant. Her birth parents are currently unknown.
I see. And what an unfortunate turn of events.
To begin, the prosecution would like to call Commander Owen White to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Witness, name and occupation.
Name's Oren White. I'm the commander of the Arcane Inquisition.
Commander, please testify about the details of the Inquisition's investigation.
Yeah. Witness testimony. We got called late at night. Someone found a body inside the Koi Tavern. When we arrived on the scene, we found Flynn Hard McCoy dead on the floor. The defendant's sword was still in his chest. We have a bunch of witnesses who heard the victim and the defendant in a loud argument before the body was called in. That argument must have turned ugly, because the defendant killed the old man using her sword. This was going to be difficult. The defendant's sword was the murder weapon. It was possible that the murderer used it to frame her. That must have meant that the crime was premeditated. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. Mr. Cuthbert? Where was I supposed to start again? To prove that Celeste was innocent, they found her sword in the body.
Tyrion, this is the part you say something, right?
The longer I stood there, the more I noticed everyone staring at me. I could feel the case cracking. Each moment of silence was just another blow to my credibility.
I wanted to face Ruby Time Lord today, not a bumbling sidekick. Your Honor, the defense clearly has nothing to say against the prosecutor's overwhelming evidence.
Yep. This whole thing's pretty open and shut. No, wait. So sorry, Tyrion. Didn't do enough for Frey. She's... Miss Timora, does this mean they're going to execute her? Not again. Was I seriously going to watch that happen again? Whoa!
Tyrion?
My palm cracked across my face. I stumbled back and almost fell over. She had every right to be angry. That was what I saw in her face. That wasn't what I saw in her face. Sorry, Celeste,
Stop. Just listen to me. You trained for this, right? You know what to do.
I've never done this before. First on breath. She searched her mind for an answer.
And just treat it like something you have done before.
Chess.
I don't know. You're good at chess, right? So just treat this whole thing like you're playing chess.
What?
I don't know. Yesterday you were calm and you were focused. So just channel that feeling. Look at the pieces on the board or something like that.
Statements. Every statement every word that came out of his mouth. Just pieces on the board. Match wasn't won from the first move. It came from developing the pieces I had and taking every advantage that presented itself. Apologize, Your Honor. Defense is ready to begin the cross-examination. Seeing as this is your first trial, Mr. Cuthbert, I'll overlook this one time. Scared. Happy.
There we go. Thank the gods. That actually worked.
He did carefully examine every statement he made. The key to every cross-examination was identifying which statements contradict the evidence in my notes. Once I did that, to present the contradicting evidence.
Okay. So in Ace Attorney, you're able to press for more information.
You've
But we'll see
started cross-examining the witness. The key to reach cross-examination is to determine which part of the witness's testimony contradicts any of the items in your notes. Use the arrows to carefully examine each statement in the witness's testimony. Identify the contradicting statement and present the item that contradicts.
So this one is like the first one, so I guarantee this is going to be an easy one.
Yeah. We got a call late at night. Someone found a body inside the McCoy Tavern.
That's fine. McCoy was dead on the floor. The defendant was still inside his chest.
Bunch of witnesses who heard the victim. Okay, that's not.
For the body was...
That argument must have turned ugly because the defendant killed the old man with a magic sword, which we know it's not actually magic. There's no magical properties.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So if we do percent, yes.
Wait. Oh, okay.
We
Successfully completed cross-examination. Commander White, are you sure that the victim was killed using the defendant's sword? Yeah, it's pretty obvious from the crime scene. I think I'd have to disagree with you on that. If your testimony is true, the defendant's sword couldn't have been the murder weapon. What are you talking about, kid? The sword was inside his body. That may be, but take another look at the autopsy report. It says that the fatal wound contained traces of transmutation magic. Even testified to that the sword was magical. So, what's your point? Simple. How could a magical blade leave traces of magic in the wound?
Hmm. So is magic in this world tied to objects?
Not
Well, we'll
necessarily.
see.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
that the sword was created. Oh, hey Ali.
Hmm.
This is a Ace Attorney-like game called Tyrion Cuthbert's Attorney of the Arcane.
Yeah.
It's fun. What? My client's sword may look unique, but it's entirely non-magical. Oh, you know what they did?
Hmm?
He transmuted the wine in the fucking bottle into a sword.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's why. It couldn't have left those traces of transmutation on the wound. That doesn't make a lick of sense. The sword didn't kill him, and why was it in his body? There's only one reasonable explanation. The wound was created magically. Someone shoved the sword into the wound afterwards. And girl's a mage. Girl's a mage. She could have easily whacked that old man using magic. Why would she murder the victim using a spell, only to then stab him with her sword? Idiot. She would have been incriminating herself. If anything, this series of events proves something else. Someone used magic to murder the victim, then pushed my client's sword into the wound to frame her. Oh, okay, so maybe the sword is real then, but the wound was made by the wine?
Hey.
Nice.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Mr. Cuthbert. Your Honour, the defence is suggesting that another person used the sword to frame the defendant. But the defendant clearly cast a spell on the sword at the time of the murder.
Cast a spell?
Commander testifies how magic was used during the murder.
What? Alright. I see where you're going with this.
I think she's trying to establish that there's no other mage around. So
Yeah. Witness testimony. The sword itself ain't magical, but spells can be still be cast on it. Defendant over there, her spell compendium's got a spell called Mage Blade.
Oh.
Okay.
What? So okay. So is that what all mages have? Something called a spell compendium of what they've recently used, or something?
It's like a wizard spell book. So what they do and don't know as spells. You must have cast it on her sword before stabbing the old man. Then it wore off again. That spell is the reason why we found traces of magic on the body.
Magic blade.
Transmutation. Arcane. Gesture. Duration will while concentrating. Concentration. Yes. The duration of this spell, the edges of this object, usually a blade, is unnaturally sharp, making it more effective at slashing through tough material. While under the effects of this spell, the object emits a yellow radiant glow. Target object must be no larger 5-foot cube. Very D&D.
Yeah. I was saying, yeah. Target object will be no longer but larger than a 5-foot cube. Okay.
Spell compendium. Said every spell a mage knew how to cast. A fundamental piece of evidence that proved which spells a mage could and couldn't use. Celeste, have your spell compendium with you?
No, my dad was the last person who had it.
What? Why would Flinthearn have this spell compendium?
Do you think this was what the argument was about? Do you think he saw a spell on her compendium or something? Or is it because he didn't realize she was a mage?
Yeah, was using magic. It might be that,
Yeah.
because he was asking her, like, how's she killing bears?
Bears, yeah.
So probably found out that she was using this spell,
Hmm.
or just spells in general.
But he's right. I know how to cast Mage Blade. It's actually the only spell I know. I'd like to add that we found traces of transmutation magic on the defendant's sword as well. As I'm sure the court knows, magical traces stay on objects for 48 hours after a spell is cast on them.
Ah, well, if that's traces, then it probably would still glow gold, right?
That is a good point.
But it wasn't. It wasn't glowing.
But it just means traces, but it doesn't mean the effect. So, but we'll see what the next contradiction is.
It's 48. Blame a case like this. Because of that, it's needed investigated. Magical traces disappear from the crime scene. So gave the court the perfect excuse to push these cases through the system as quickly as possible. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. Anders' testimony was bigger this time. Probably wasn't expecting to get a second testimony. Pressing this statement really helped this in this situation like this. Doing that might reveal new pieces of evidence that I could use against him. This is what you're talking about, right?
Okay. Yep. We now do press. Yep.
Sometimes
we
the
don't need
contradicting
to...
statement is always apparent in a witness testimony. Press statements during a cross-examination in more information about the specific statement. Pressing sometimes reveal. Yeah, so it's all the same stuff. Yep, so that's fine. Oh, you're accusing my client of casting a spell and channeling it through her sword.
There are a vast number of spells that operate like that. Spells from the School of Transmutation are almost exclusively channeled through an object.
Interesting.
Your client clearly learned a spell that would aid in her work as a mercenary. Speaking of which... yes, now on to this thing. Yeah.
Which blade?
It's a transmutation spell that sharpens and empowers my sword.
Wouldn't it be excessive for the defendant to use a spell like that on the victim? He wasn't wearing any armor or protection at the time of his death.
The victim and the defendant were in intense argument. Perhaps she used the spell in a fit of rage. Perhaps she simply cast it out of habit. What matters is the sword undeniably has traces of transmutation magic on it.
Yeah, that kind of be seen as conjecture, right? Just assuming that someone would do something. Why would she go to the trouble of doing that? The sword alone would have been enough against us. Mages are always looking for an excuse to throw their power around. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Isn't that just your own personal bias, Commander?
We don't need to understand why the defendant did what she did. The fact of the matter is that traces of magic were found on the body and the sword. Do you have any evidence to the contrary, Mr. Cuthbert?
I mean, we do need to... Someone would do something since that's called motive.
Spell is the reason we found... Okay, so this one should reveal a new statement. That's the reason we found traces.
About that spell only leaves magical traces on the object they target. Those traces are only detectable for 48 hours. My client cast Mage Blade, like you said. shouldn't be any magical traces on the wound. There would only be traces on the sword.
Oh.
We always find random magical traces at any crime scenes. Can't always explain each trace we detect. That sounds more like a failure in the Inquisition's part than else. You really trust that your knights examined the crime scene properly? Don't believe me? Take a look at this picture. It's a photograph.
Look at this photograph.
Every time it makes me laugh. Why does it look like a gun?
Do you think the bottle is glowing?
Sure, yeah.
Hmm.
Hard to tell, really.
Yeah, it is a bit. We'll see. Okay, here's the photo.
I've seen pictures of dead bodies while studying Mr. Tomer's past cases. Something I know about seeing someone I yesterday. I carefully inspected the photo, taking great care to keep it out of Celeste's view. You can see it here plain as day. The sword has the highest concentration of transmutation traces. Traces cover the weapon. Is it in the areas where technically the mine is? Something.
Wait, are all the traces the hexagon bits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did the transmutation spell damage the sword somehow? Picture of Flint Heart after shows traces of transmutation. Oh my god, sci-fi.
Why was this picture not brought to my attention, Owen?
Would be the point of that. This entire case is open and shut.
Uh-oh, there's something on that. Okay, what have you noticed on that picture?
It is in clues.
More effective at stashing. Yeah. I was just.
Oh, checking out. I mean, because I don't know what it's actually supposed to be depicting.
Wait, how's the sword? Wait, how does that sword work? Sorry. It's like that.
Oh yeah, the handle's missing.
What is? Oh. Yeah,
Unless
it's
it's just so far off.
Oh no, it is there. It is there. It's just really hard to see.
I don't know what part of the sword is broken.
Traces of transmutation damage.
Yeah, no, the problem is we don't actually know what we're looking at.
Yeah, let's continue the dialogue first.
Security seemed unnerved by something. Do you mind checking the cause of death?
Yeah.
Did it say through the back?
Oh. No, that's him stabbed through the front.
What are you looking for?
It's like, yeah. Wait, what's the?
The
Autopsy is here. Stabbed from behind. Yeah, okay. Completely contradicts it. Okay, yeah, let's just do that.
Same.
White fever chest.
See.
Autopsy would be the evidence here.
Sorry, Commander White. You've shown us an even more glaring contradiction. Yeah? In your testimony, you said that my client stabbed the victim right through the chest. You can see it right there in that picture. So, where's your contradiction?
By the way, the pose he's doing, I'm pretty sure that's a slight reference to a pose a certain character does in one of the Ace Attorney games.
I can imagine that.
Slight move back of the head and
It's exactly the problem, Commander. Picture undeniably shows that my client's sword impaled the victim from the front. If that's really true, why does the autopsy say that he died from being stabbed in his back? What?
we're supposed to submit everything you had to me. Why did you withhold this photo?
There's no point. She's a mage. It couldn't have been anyone else. Memories ripple through the gallery. Even the judge shifted uncomfortably in his seat. Our justice system may have been corrupt. They'd never get away with such a blatant error. Order! Order! Order in the court! Mr. Cuthbert, what is the meaning of this? Your Honor, this photo clearly shows my client's sword impaling him from the front. Ha! Gotcha! She stabbed him from the front. Clearly she didn't do it. Which means there's only one way for the autopsy to be true. The sword would have needed to be inserted into the wound after the victim had died. That's crazy. Why don't you enlighten me, Commander White? I think my client impaled the victim's hilt first with her sword? Do you think she stabbed him through the chest, removed it, and then placed her sword into the body to frame herself? Well, that's... No, what happened here is obvious. Real murderer stuck the sword through the victim's wound to implicate my client. But they made a careless mistake and stuck the sword through the opposite side.
But why would they do that as well? That's the other question.
Or to implicate the daughter, right?
Why does it implicate her?
Because it's her sword.
Oh, that they were arguing.
Yeah, that too.
They would be facing each other. Yeah, okay. No, that makes sense. You're actually pretty good at this.
Too fancy.
It appears I underestimated you, but you still gotten ahead of yourself.
Is that so, Miss Steelwind?
Let me ask the defense one question. Mr. Cuthbert, if your client didn't kill Flinhard McCoy, then who did?
How should I know? If I'm not mistaken, it's the commander's job to figure that out.
Oh, I'm well aware of the commander's incompetence, but one fact still stands. There were magical traces on the wound and the sword. Would you like me to tell you how many mages live in that small town?
Didn't like where she was going with this.
One. Only one. The defendant is the only registered mage who lives in Corvenhaven.
Right. It was a village of farmers. This was the only mage there.
The defendant was also established to have been with the victim minutes before his time of death. In addition to that, I have several witnesses who heard them arguing. You, on the other hand, can only implicate an unknown assailant. I doubt you could even tell me who they are.
So it's clear that the prosecution can't reliably prove how the victim was murdered. I can't say that the prosecution's evidence is irrefutable, but the evidence still leads heavily against the defense. There are far too many unanswered questions for me to pass a verdict. We will give the Inquisition time to investigate the crime scene and clear these unknowns. I suggest that they conduct their investigation more thoroughly this time. We will resume the trial tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned. Hello, Cuthbert. Oh, Miss Timora. Tense as she approached me. I'd been so focused on Celeste's case I hadn't even thought about how to do things with my Scaled Lord. Probably been in the gallery too. She must have seen how I froze up during the first cross-examination.
I think you'll probably say good job on the first go.
Your job is to put your client at ease, not the other way around. Sorry. Sure, she was just snapping you out of it, but everyone saw her become violent with you. It's not exactly helpful to prove she's not a violent murderer. Make no mistake, the prosecution will use that to their advantage.
What's wrong with you? You did fine.
McCoy, if the Inquisition didn't botch the investigation, Cuthbert would have never been able to buy this much time.
In case you've forgotten, he's my defense attorney, not you. I don't get why he has to take notes from you.
She's right, Celeste. You need to do better. I can't ever let myself freeze up like that again. Might not be so lucky next time. Other than that, I'll admit that you did well. Your cross-examination examined the commander adequately, and you handled Steelwind's rebuttals as well as you could have. Now Prosecutor Steelwind was glaring at me at the start of the trial. Even thinking about it was enough to make me anxious. Steelwind. Now, why does that name sound familiar? Wait, isn't House Steelwind one of the 4 pillar families?
That's right. Lucio Steelwind is the Grand General of Wyvern Guard's military. Hasn't he been caught up in a lot of scandals recently?
Scandal? He's been having people killed by the thousands. Right, I remember seeing several articles about how Ratholm Gazette recent years, groups voicing their grievances against the crown began to surface in the countryside. Olivia answer their complaints by unleashing Steelwind soldiers, so-called insurrectionists. More often than not, peaceful protests turned violently to bloody retaliation from Lucio's forces. Aria is Lucio Steelwind's only heir. When I saw her name on the docket, I wrote her off as a noble role-playing for fun. But she's good, better than most of the prosecutors I've faced. She's taking this seriously. What Linhart was doing, I can't help but wonder if the prosecutor is acting on her father's behalf. I think the prosecutor Steelwind is killer. Inquisition Knights were the first responders to the scene. Didn't that strike you as odd?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Right. A small town like Cornhaven, the village militia would have been the first people. The Inquisition to respond so quickly, they would have needed to know that magic was used. Oh. This whole mess feels a little staged, and with a Steelwind involved, this situation reeks of corruption. I'm sure locking up Flintheart's daughter send a clear message to his ally. If that was true, why did she help us in the dungeons? Either way, it works out in our favor.
It probably is corruption, but she's not part of the corruption.
She's just a blinded, just like what's his name? Just always on the wrong side of the pieces.
Yeah. He's only like in the first game where he's actually the main. They what was it? When they were making the second game, they were like, "Okay, we're gonna have Edgeworth as the prosecutor," and they were like, "Wait a minute, doesn't that make him seem a bit bad at?" No, doesn't that make him seem a bit bad of his job if we're just crushing him all the time? So what they decided to do was make it so that pretty much every single game, you're mainly facing off against a new prosecutor. Sometimes they do come back, but it's like for rare ones, so that it doesn't, kind of break them as a character. Yeah.
Hey man, just because he's good at his job doesn't mean he's not on the wrong side.
Mm-hmm.
He spends a lot of his time being the prosecutor for people that are actually bad.
The funny thing is, there's actually a case where you do actually take up the defense of someone who is actually the criminal.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you know that case. Yeah.
That was rough because he's like, it breaks Phoenix. He's just like, what did?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Either way, this works out in our favor. Oh yes, I
Can't fight the steel winds on a battlefield. I can fight them in the court. On that subject, I've been meaning to give you this.
My spell compendium?
I grabbed it from the dining room before the Inquisition arrived. Tampering with evidence. They have a bad habit of misplacing pieces of evidence like that. That's McCoy's spell compendium. Formula for one spell.
Oh. Do we think... Do you think there's a bit where they might try and say we actually have more spells? We might be able to say no. She 100% only knows one spell.
This is your spell compendium. It only has one spell in it.
Mage Blade.
The prosecution will need to prove that Mage Blade was used in the... It will restrict their plan of attack, which will give you an edge over them.
Because any time when there's any evidence that says it wasn't Mage Blade, we can throw it in their face.
Lightning Blade. But I still have no idea who actually did this, which is weirdly their defense. Celeste, I need to talk to you about what your father was doing.
Oh.
She glanced at the bailiff, booming close, staring at daggers at
I should go. Looks like they can't wait to throw me back into that cell.
Wait, I still... She turned away and quickly walked off with... Miss Timora shook her head. She's practically begging for protection at this rate. Bringing up her late father, I've struck a nerve. I would need to be more delicate next time. I can speak with her in the dungeons. Right now, I want to take a look at the crime scene. With how negligent the Inquisition were, I doubt they found everything. If you're planning to investigate the crime scene, you'll need this. She into her coat and pulled out a small blue stone. I froze for a moment, staring wide-eyed at it. What's that? Magical runestone that allows you to take pictures of a crime scene and write notes telepathically. Every attorney has one. It's almost like a badge for them.
Hey.
Interesting. It's an attorney's runestone. I had it commissioned for you after you passed the exam last month. You've had one ready for this entire time? Cuthbert, are you crying? No. Eyes and delicately store the runestone in my pocket of my jacket. You embarrass them today. You embarrass them today. Don't make them be that sloppy again. Or don't expect them to be that sloppy again. As much as I hate to admit it, your investigative mind is sharper than mine. If anyone can get through this, it's you. Oh, thank you. And to take a seat at the bench near the courtroom entrance. It looked like she would be staying here until the case was over. I tucked Celeste's spell compendium into my jacket. I hadn't slept and my body was still aching. Still didn't know whether I was truly up to this. None of that mattered. Celeste was counting on me. Wouldn't let anyone get away with killing, even if the steel winds were involved.
Okay, I'll say that's
Yes.
probably a good place to end it.
Yeah, man. I think that's great. Coming up to day 2 of Investigation 1. So I'll leave this here. But yeah, thank you all for joining us today. If you want to watch more of this, we're doing it this week, or are you busy?
Yep. I think so. I think we're free.
A tentative yes. So
Yeah,
if
we'll see.
you join us next week, see you all next.
Cool.
Goodbye.